Gemini, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I'm here to do your March 2018 reading. So one of the cards already jumped out. So I thought, let's just get started. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Vicevesra tarot. Super cool deck. It gives you the two different perspectives visually, two different sides of the card. So at the bottom of the deck, you have I'm assuming, the Ten of Wands. So I'll just show you both sides. So with the Ten of Wands being the energy at the bottom of the deck, it's really saying that it's time to lighten your load. It's time to maybe delegate or really figure out, it's like you've taken on a lot of burdens and responsibilities, and not all of them are yours to carry. And so you may want to put this bundle down and really examine what responsibilities you're carrying and which ones are absolutely necessary and which ones are obligations or you felt guilty about or you're allowed someone else to put on you when they should really be carrying them. So it just asks you to really examine where your energy is going, what burdens you're carrying and responsibilities you're carrying, and see which ones are truly yours to carry and like prune. you prune the dead branches off of a bush or a tree, the dead weight that's there for not really any reason, and to oh my goodness, in order to put the energy into things that are fruitful, that can grow, that are worth spending time and energy on. That's what I'm trying to say. So your first card is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a beautiful card. It's a new job, money coming in. Maybe you get a good tax return. Something about your home, a new home, buying a home, moving where you live, finding a health routine, like tangible things, sprucing up your home, moving your home, saving money, getting some money, how you earn your money, your career, all sorts of things like that. Newness, new beginnings. I'm sorry, I don't know why I all of a sudden got distracted. It's a bank. I see that kind of as a bank. It's interesting. On this is more like a rural setting, and here to me is more of a city setting. So maybe some of you are moving to this city, want to move to the city, want to get a job like at a bigger corporation, whereas this side is more like getting in touch with nature, sort of the more earth side of the pentacles, the gardening, organic nature. You want to live somewhere you have access to nature. You want to live near a park. You want to live in the country. You want to have a garden. You want to be able to hike. You want to be outside. You want to be able to really be in touch with nature. This is more the concrete jungle, but this brings its own type of opportunity in and of itself. It's just different. So something about a bank. So if you're looking for a mortgage or something like that. But it's an offer. It's a new career, a new job. It's a really, really good card. And it's going to be good for some of you who are feeling a little left out in the cold, a little bit worrying about money, a little down on your luck perhaps, or a little spiritually, just not feeling it. Just feeling sort of empty and out in the cold. And the fives, though, are really important because I like to say they're like that pebble in your shoe. So you can't ignore something. It's like you have to stop and get that stone out of your shoe, or else you just can't go on. So it's not something huge. It's not like you broke your leg or anything, but it is irritating or abrasive, or just enough to get your attention to say, hey, you may need to make some changes. Hey, you've gotten into a little bit of a funk. Hey, you've gotten a little stagnant here, and you don't like your job anymore. Well, it's time to get a new one. It's time, you know what I mean? It's like, don't just become a slave to getting up, going to work, coming home, feeling exhausted because you hate your job. It's like, that's not a way to live. So it's time to, yeah, aha, get that aha, like, boom, the light bulb's gone on, and you're like, no, wait, what am I doing? If I'm feeling overburdened and like I've taken on too much, I have too much debt, I have too expensive of a car payment, my rent is too high, I don't even want to live here anyway. It's like you start thinking about like, wait, how can I manage things? So this light bulb comes off, and you're like, boom, I got to make some changes. I'm no longer going to sit here and just feel sorry for myself or sad. I'm going to make the changes necessary. And so you really shine a light on things. You really get things. For some of you, do want to move to the country, though. And this beautiful Chariot card, and this is like, maybe I've ended up here because of a series of reactions, a path more of least resistance. So you had your goal, where you were going with this Chariot, and then something happens. Oh, a new job, you're having trouble finding a job. So you just got a job at a company doing something that you started working at a bank. And this wasn't what you wanted to do, that wasn't your plan, but it was a means to an end. You needed a job, and that's what you did. And then you just stayed there, and you sort of lost track because you got a job, so it relieved the pressure of needing a job, even though it wasn't the career you want. And you stop looking for the job that you really want. And then several years pass, and you've gotten a raise, you've gotten a promotion. And then it gets to the point where you're like, well, I would have to start over now if you left. And you feel sort of trapped in your situation. And the Chariot's like, no. No. That's allowing your life to be a series of reactions instead of taking action. So this is time to recalibrate. Where were you going? Get your GPS focus back on where you are. Yeah, you took a huge detour, and it may take you a while to get back on course, but this is your life, and your life should be about action and where you want to go, not just allowing, I like to say these are usually horses, and horses are prey animals. So they're fight or flight. They're really flight animals. So they're going to take the path of least resistance. They're going to shy away from anything they find fearful. And so even if what they want truly is on the side of a place that seems fearful, it doesn't mean it's dangerous for real, but it seems hard, it seems fearful, they're going to just not ever go there because they're allowing fear and reaction to guide them. So no more of that. No, you're done with that. And it's gonna bring balance though. You think doing things that seem scary or hard is going to make things feel more burdened, but when you're working towards something you want, that you really want, it doesn't seem like as much of a burden. Right in the middle, what do we have here? Oh, justice. Yeah. So justice and temperance, things being brought into balance. Okay. That's a big deal. If any of you have, any sort of legal situation, this is a great card to have. What's on the back there? Interesting. Like some discarded scales. but it's surrounded by these positive cards. So bringing things back into balance, getting back on course, really being able to see clearly. This sword, the truth comes out. You're able to cut away all your fears and all your other things. Is that? Must be Libra. I want to say that's Virgo. It must be Libra though. Libra is ruled by the Justice card. Yeah, you're just bringing things back into balance. Okay, I'm going to keep reading. This is getting long. I'm trying to keep these short. And I really like this card. This has come up a couple times because it's the Three of Cups. And so you see the 3 cups, but you usually see 3 people. And you do see the 3 people. And they're out celebrating and having a great time. But she's like, I am still able to stand on my own and fill my own cups. While I have mutually supportive people around me, I can fill my own cup. So this is very important to know that you are in charge of your own happiness. And so when you see him, I'm alone, I'm sad, I'm going through a hard time. Is he rolling dice? Is that a dice? A die? Do you see that? Right there? Huh. It's interesting. It's not a gamble though. You're like, I'm in charge of my own happiness. It's like really taking charge of things. There is a new beginning, a new emotional beginning. Messages about love coming in. I feel like though, for some of you, like someone's waiting for you, and it's time to cut them free. Like if you are not into someone, you realize you don't need to have someone waiting in the wings to feel good. It's like it's time to let them go. And maybe you've been trying to see if it's a fit, and you're like, I'm trying to force something that's just not really working. And that can be in many areas of your life. So anything you're trying to like wait it out or be patient about, I feel like you've been patient enough. And it's time, and it's making things, it's become a burden. It's dragging things out of balance. So it's time to really let go of things that aren't right, that aren't serving you. They become a burden. It's time to move forward. And by, again, moving forward and even doing something that may be scared, feel vulnerable, or you may be worried about, and while you think that may make things out of balance, it's going to bring things into balance again because you're working towards that, something you want to bring into your life. So, okay, so I don't need to keep going on and on. Thank you, Gemini, I hope I didn't say Aries. This is for Gemini. I know I do them all in the row and I get my words mixed up, but this was for Gemini. If I said it was for someone else, it's just my old brain. So thank you so much for watching. Take care.